Okay, this is a great day. We're going to have a little fun here in a moment. Earl Gilbert Finch Sr. was born December 4th, 1927, to William Clyde and Pearl Norton Finch in Durango, La Plata County, Colorado. He was the second child of 14 children. There was William Clyde Jr., who died after about 5 months. Then Dad, Betty, Jim, Rulon, Tommy, Stanley, Arthur, May, Clydine, Ellen, Jeannie, Daniel Cliff, who died at about 4 months, and then last Glenn. Grandma Pearl said that she was pregnant with Dad, but Clyde died. Clyde Jr. died. Grandma and Grandpa was living in Bloomfield, New Mexico at the time, where their parents and other family members lived. Grandpa had a cousin, George Huntsman, who talked him into taking a job working at a smelter in Durango, Colorado, where Dad was born. Not long after, they traveled down to Bloomfield, New Mexico. Grandma said there was a gate there we had to drive through and go straight up to my mom and Dad's place. We opened the gate and turned and watched the car door burst open, and Verl fell out in about 4 feet of snow. There was so much snow there that winter. They lived near there in Bloomfield, New Mexico a few years. Betty and Jim were both born there. It wasn't long, however, until they moved to Eager. Other children were born. Life was pretty tough during those days of the Great Depression. It was hard to find work. They had their home burned down three times. After the first burnout, Grandma said they moved 14 times that year. On several occasions, Dad, being the oldest, was sent to get the nurse, Sister Attella Hawes. Jim was sick with pneumonia. They lived at the old homestead at the time. It was after dark and in a snowstorm. Dad said that he had a hard time finding his way down to the road now called School Bus Road. Then on over to the Hawes home, but finally he made it. He said that Attella's husband drove them back to where their family lived, up under the hill. On another occasion, Dad talked about making a similar trip at night and getting tired, and stopped and climbed into a haystack and went to sleep for a time. At age 18, Dad enlisted in the Army Air Force from 1945 to 1946 and worked as a mechanic. On one occasion, he had to go to the hospital to have his appendix removed. They kept Dad in the hospital for a while longer. They told him for morale purposes. He could lift the spirits of any who were down. He talked about sending most of his income back home to Grandma to help the family. Dad would spend very little of his own money, and he always had some money that he used to loan to some of the other servicemen who loved to gamble. They would always run out of money before their next paycheck. He would loan it out until the next week and earn a handsome interest, and was able to send more money home to his mother.